Well, hello everyone. So we have this full moon in Pisces, and it's going to be happening on the 26th of August, so that's just in a couple of days. So I thought I'd do a video explaining, because we've got some aspects that are going to be going on before, like a couple days before and after, that are really, really prominent in the sky right now. And I thought I'd talk about what this full moon could actually mean for some of you, and some of these aspects that are going on, um, about what that could mean and what this is really about, right? So, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including astrology, to help you on your path. So, Pisces, we have this full moon in Pisces that's going to be going on. So when we have a full moon, it's the opposite of it. So the moon will be the opposite of the sun, right? And so you can think of it this way: the full moon is like bringing light, where the sun brings clarity. The full moon sort of brings light to the darkness, right? So you get some clarity, some things shining on those darker areas, or those things you can't see, right? And but full moons are also about completions and letting go of what no longer serves you, right? That's what full moons are about. Where the new moon is about new beginnings, the full moon is about completions and letting go, right? Well, because it happens to be in Pisces, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. So it starts with the Aries, and then Pisces is the 12th house. So Pisces, let's talk a little bit about what Pisces is. Pisces is and the 12th house. So Pisces is a sign that's very intuitive. It's a sign of a place where you have acceptance in your journey. It's a sign of completions. It's a sign that's very intuitive, very empathic, and they're a very spiritual sign, right? And so, if you think about them being the 12th sign, they're the ending, they're the completion of these signs, right? And so that with the 12th house also has to do with completions, the subconscious. This is the connection between you here and other worlds. You here in your past lives, your present lives, your future life. It's that sort of spiritual, enlightened connection, right? That's the 12th house. The 12th house is a big house, and I'll explain some of what the 12th house is, but I wanted to go over what Pisces is. So it's a very, it's a water sign. So it's a very emotional sign, or can be emotional sign, but more so, it's like water. It goes with the flow, and it's the ending of the other water signs. Like, it's the more evolved water sign, right? So it really can go with the flow. Sometimes so much so that they forget to bring things to this earth, right? Because they just kind of go with everything. They sort of accept, right? And of course, this is not all Pisceans. This is just the sign itself and the characteristics I'm giving to you. And the reason I'm doing this is so that you sort of get that energy and understanding of how to use this in your life with these things that are coming up. So, the 12th house is about completions, and Pisces is about completions, and it is about the emotional connection, right? And going with the flow. But if you think about the symbol for Pisces, it's got the two fish, right? So the yin and yang. So because we live here in the world of duality, we have this very spiritual side, and that's connected to the physical side, right? And so if you can think of Pisces, that energy like that, it's like how to see your hopes and dreams, these other worlds, these past lives, these future lives that you see, these present things that you see, and bring them into this earth. Does that make sense? Okay, so the 12th house, let's talk about what the 12th house rules or is about. So the 12th house is about the subconscious. It's about endings. It's about completions. But it's also about the hidden, right? It's also about the hidden. Because the thing about this 12th house is that we don't ever really figure it out. Not the 12th house. It's not meant to be figured out. meant to grow in it, but it's not meant to be figured out, right? Because you can't figure out from your aspect here, you won't be able to figure out all of the universe or the other dimensions, or you have an essence of it because it's part of you. But with the brains that we have as humans, we won't be able to figure it out. We can get close. We can get, like, that's what we strive for, but we won't be able to figure it out. So, in this house or with this sign, you have this place where you want to do deep research, right? Of the spiritual, of the energy, of why you're here, right? So, also with this house or and this Piscean energy, it could be about fate and destiny, right? And so always when you have your 12th house activated, you can have hidden dreams. You can have you'll be having vivid dreams when your 12th house is activated. So it kind of depends on where you're at and what sign you are and where this is going to fall. And I'm not going to go over that for each sign. I'm just going to sort of give you the essence about what's going on here, right? And so with this moon being here, with this Piscean full moon, this is about bringing light to those darker, deep, some of them darker. I hate to use the word dark as in like evil or anything, because it's not. It's just that like you haven't been clear about some things, or things have been hidden from you, that kind of dark, where it's just shining light and giving you some clarity, right? And because the full moon is about completions and letting go of what no longer serves you, maybe this thing that you've been trying to let go with this lunar eclipse, with these eclipse series, with all this energy, with this change that you've had, these changes that you've had over the last year, 2 years, maybe this is finally about the completions. Because if you've watched my other videos about the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse in your signs, we're finishing the eclipse series now. And I am putting, I did actually put the water one up. I have a playlist where I put all the past solar eclipse videos together, and you can take a look at that. I'll have the link in the description box below, or you can look on playlist on my channel, and it'll be on there. Right now I just have the water sign. I'll get the other signs together, but you can always go look for them. And I would say go look at these and go look back and see what's come true, what you've changed, how you've grown, what's been happening, and what's happened since the solar eclipse started, since this series has started, where it started in Leo and Aquarius, and then Aquarius and Leo, and now, this is finishing off in Leo. We do have Leo going into one more time. We do have another partial or solar going into Leo one more time. I think it's in February. I can't remember, but we have it one more time. But this is basically the ending, or the series, the ending. So you have come to a place. The reason I'm saying this is because you've come to this place where you're really finishing up some things. You're really understanding. You've grown so much. Things for some of you have turned upside down, and your world has changed so much than what it was 2 years ago, right? This full moon is sort of about more of that, like really completing, really ending, really having some things being clear for you, right? And the reason I say this is because of the way the sky is starting from like the what's that way now, but really like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, like all the way to like the I want to say it's the 29th or the 30th. Hold on. I'm just checking. Yeah, it's like the 29th, 30th. Somewhere through there. It doesn't stop. Now, you guys know the energy doesn't stop and start. But you're going to have these harsher aspects. As beautiful as this full moon's going to be. And it's beautiful because you not only have the moon, which is your reaction, and the full moon, which is like your emotional state, you're letting go of what no longer serves you, you're completing some things, and we talked about this in my astrology video and my tarot videos about how the north node and the south node are attached to these eclipses. So it has to do with old karma and completing some karma or completing some things from your childhood, if you don't believe in karma, um, and moving into this new direction about where you've sort of, for the last 2 years, have been trying to head. You've been trying to go that way. You've been working really hard to get that way. So this moon is in there in Pisces, which works really, really well in Pisces. And you have Neptune in there. Neptune is retrograde. So Neptune, remember, everything that's retrograde is about revising, editing, reworking, trying to understand, reorganizing, taking another look, right? And so with Neptune, the moon, and Pisces, and so Neptune, the moon, and Pisces, and for some of you, this 12th house, right? It's going to be in your 12th house. For some of you, this is all about like finally completing these things, really moving forward into the next. And if you've been releasing in the lunar eclipses, if you've been releasing in these full moons, which I know a lot of you have watched my videos about the steps to take to release and the steps to take to move forward. And I've had a lot of sessions with people where we did it together. You know, we did the ritual together, we did the steps to take together, and we really focused on your stuff. Like, I know a lot of you have been working really hard over these last 2 years, and this is kind of why I wanted to do this video. In that, this is about really taking you to the next level. And yeah, it's really about really taking you to the next level. However, it's not going to feel as easy as I'm talking, right? Because we have these harsh aspects that are squares, that are these challenges. So as much as you see this grand trine, and you guys know what grand trines are to me, they are divinely guided gifts. Your north node, your south node, they're all like with the eclipses, they're highlighted, they're activated, these skies are really activated. So you're like, Cindy, if all this good news is happening, why? Why am I feeling like crap? Why is this happening? Why do I not feel like I'm going forward? Why am I da-da-da-da? It's because you have these harsher aspects and these things that we really need to solidify with ourselves, right? Yeah, that's the best way I can say, is that we really need to solidify these things and say, okay, I'm really, because for some of you, it's as simple as this. It's not easy, but it's as simple as this. You are not allowing yourself or understanding how valuable you are. It's that simple. You're like, why haven't I gotten this thing? Why hasn't this thing come? Because you, somewhere in your soul, in your brain, in your spirit, has said, I am not worthy. I don't feel like I could accomplish this. I don't have enough confidence. Like, it's a lot of things that y'all are saying to yourselves. Nobody, I will repeat this over and over. I've done this for years and repeated it. Nobody is holding you back from your dreams, from your hopes, from your visions, from any of that but you. You're the only one. And it could be as simple as, like I told the Cancers, giving yourself permission to say, you know what, I am done with this. I have had a hard life. I have had so much crap done to me, but I know I am valuable, and I am giving myself permission right now, I'm giving myself permission to attain those things that I see in my visions, to attain those dreams that I dream at night. I am valuable enough. I am valuable in this world. I'm no better than anybody else, but I'm no worse. I'm enough. I'm valuable enough. There's plenty in this universe. Like, it could be something as simple as that. I mean, there is, like, I try my best to try to tell you guys in many different ways about how to do this, but everybody has their language, and so I'm trying again. So each and every one of you have to understand how special you are. And I know that when everybody's special, you don't feel special, but you are. You are your own unique aspect, your own unique soul. And your heart and your mind and your soul would not be desiring these things if they were not for you. It's you that has to bring them to the physical. You that has to put in the work. You that has to say it's yours. You that has to allow it to come in. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Because you have these beautiful aspects. You've got the moon, Neptune, and Pisces. And for some of you in that 12th house, it should be manifesting time. Like, you have this grand trine here. It should be manifesting time. Okay? So, let me go over a little bit about what these other harsher aspects are as to why you may be feeling like, why isn't it coming through? Why can't I get it right? Why am I feeling all this? Like, it's just, I can hear a lot of what y'all say is like over and over, same things keep coming up. I keep trying to fix them. They don't, I can't get it break. I can't get a break. And it's because one of them is this Jupiter and Mercury, right? And so by the time the 26th hits, on the 26th, Mercury is going to be direct. So you have Mercury direct and you have Jupiter direct, right? But they're squared. And a square is a challenge. A square can be fear. A square, I mean, it depends on your aspect, how you take the square, how you take the sort of energy. Some of you will feel, pardon me, I'm still dealing with the last little bit of my bronchitis, sorry. So, a challenge a square can feel like a challenge. A square can feel like fear. But a square can also feel like excitement, ambition, like vitality, right? It's your perception. It's your I am. Did you guys know that you get the same symptoms for fear that you get for excitement? It's just your perception. That's the only difference. You get the same physical symptoms for fear, or you can, that you can get for excitement. It's your perception, right? And so, for some of you, that energy of a square may feel like, oh my God, here it comes again. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God, oh my God. When others of you are like, oh yeah, here we go. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Like, it's your perception, right? And so, with Jupiter and Mercury squaring, this is a challenge, right? And so what's Mercury about? Mercury is in the third house. It's ruled by it rules Gemini. It's the third house thing, which means, and Mercury is the messenger. Mercury is the one that goes between worlds and gives messages, right? But Mercury being connected to the third house, if you bring it down to the micro, to us, right, has to do with your skills. It has to do with your skills, right? So your communication, your skills, the things you learn, the things you want to learn, the things you have, right? That's Mercury. Jupiter has to do with your inner psyche, your inner mentality, your inner being, right? Because it's a bigger planet, right? Where Mercury is more of a personal planet, Jupiter is a little bit bigger planet, right? And so Jupiter has to do with your mentality. Jupiter has to do with your expansion. Jupiter has to do with, your psyche, right? And so with these squaring, you could find yourself in fear or in challenge or in ambition or in excitement or whichever way that you take this. You could find this square happening for you like, I have this skill, but am I good enough? I have this skill, but can I do it right? I have this skill, and I've done it this way, but it just doesn't seem to, and my mind's telling me I can't, but sometimes my mind's telling me I can, and that's Jupiter. Jupiter's trying to expand you. Jupiter's trying to help you understand with this square. So, on the, it's going to start on the 21st, but on the 21st through the 29, 30, 31 maybe even some of you, it's going to feel like a challenge. You could have a challenge with whatever you've been trying to learn, whatever you've been trying to take up. For some of you, and it depends on the houses, it depends on where it's at for you. Some of you it could be at your work, some of you it could be in relationships, some of you it could be in your spirituality, some of you it could be about yourself. Like understanding, am I worthy? Am I worth it? Can I do this? Like that's the challenge. That's the fear, right? Then Venus, beautiful Venus, has this square to Pluto, right? Well, what's Venus about? Venus is about love, luck, and money, right? Venus is about beauty. That's Venus. And Pluto is about control. Pluto is about transformation. Pluto is about learning. What Pluto likes to do is take your control so that you understand to take it back and know where your control is. That's what Pluto tries to teach you, is that in everything, wherever Pluto's at in your chart, is about picking up and understanding that you are in control of yourself. You are in control of your world. You are in control of you, right? And that's what Pluto tries to teach you. So with this square, you could be having a challenge with, or it could be a test, because Pluto tests you. So you could have a challenge or some fear or test, because it's a square, of relationships, of money, of some kind of luck. Like, that's because it's challenging Venus, right? It's squaring Venus. And so when you realize, maybe for some of you, it could play out like this. I thought I was going to have that money. I didn't have that money, and now I can't do this. But that's the challenge, because in the challenge, some of you will be like, I thought I was going to have that money. That money didn't come in. So I guess I'm not going to be able to do this. It always happens to me. God dang it. Da 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 da. Right? That's some of you. And others of you would be like, you know what? So what if that money didn't come in? That would have been really great money, because I had plans for it, and I was going to do this with this, and I have the skill, and I have this thing. But guess what? I'm just going to make it another way. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to create. I'm going to create. It's an opportunity. It's a test. It's a challenge. Pluto's trying to test you. Pluto's taking the control so that you can take it back in this area. Does that make sense? That when we have pressure, like a diamond, I've said this before, when we have pressure, when we have challenge, when we have test, all the greats of this world came from having nothing and made something out of nothing. If you look at all the greats, if you look at these people that are doing these things right now, a lot of them, they had people telling them all around them that they were crazy, that they couldn't do it. And so what did they do? They took that as a challenge, and they made something out of nothing because it was in their heart's desire. That's what these challenges are about. So, and not even so, you don't just get the challenges, you're getting help with these grand trines, with this full moon. With this full moon and Neptune in here, this is manifesting season, like I can't curse, but big time. Like, this is manifesting at its best. When you have the moon, you have Pisces, you have the 12th house, and you have Neptune in there, if you have room in your energetic field, if you take these challenges instead of fear and you do something, don't sit in the fear, and you start to create, and you take that leap and you put that energy in there, you could have some manifesting coming through. If you're focused on that, remember, energy flows where your attention goes. Energy flows where your focus goes. Energy flows where thoughts go, right? That's energy. It's here to help you. Okay, so we have this challenge going on, and then we have this challenge going on. These square. And then this square. And this isn't just for one day. I'm telling you, this is going to like start at the 21st, and then to like the 30th, 29th, 30th for some of you, right? But you've already been working on this. You've been working so hard on this that I just want to give you like the next level, right? And obviously I can't teach everybody individually, so I'm trying to do this on a bigger scale, okay? So the next challenge, the next square is Pluto. Pluto is retrograde. This Pluto is retrograde. Saturn is retrograde, and it's squaring Chiron, right? And so if you haven't watched my Chiron video, you have to go watch my Chiron video. Anything I talk about, I'll put it in the link in the description box below. And then Saturn. You know Saturn, I call him Big Daddy Saturn, right? Because he likes to make you work for it. He is the authority figure. He has your hopes and dreams. He is that outer planet that you can see and you're trying to get to. And he's like, come on, baby, come a little bit closer. Come on, honey, you can do it. Come on, baby, keep your eye on me. Don't take your eye off the prize, because I got it all here for you. That's Saturn. Saturn wants to make you work for it, but I'll tell you this, when Saturn gives, he gives way more than you thought. Way more. That's Saturn, but he wants to make you work for it, right? Chiron is that old wound that just won't heal. That's Chiron in a nutshell, but you have to watch the video to get the energy of Chiron, right? And so, with this being a challenge and both of them being in retrograde, it feels like you're going backwards. It feels like, didn't I already figure this out? Hasn't this already happened? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, that could be feeling like that because that's retrograde, right? But it's there so that you can get through these challenges, because when you're done, for the rest of your life, once you've finished a lesson, have done it, understand it, have let it go, for the rest of your life, when that challenge or lesson or anything like that, anything close to that comes near you, you're going to be like, I got this. I know what to do already. I did this before. And I know how to clear this up, and I know how to get it done. That's what these things teach you. That's exactly what these things teach you. It's like they become the back of your hand, and it no longer serves you. There's no purpose in sitting in it, and you just let it go by the wayside. You fix it, you get it done, and then you move on to your hopes and your dreams, right? That's what ultimately happens when these planets we're talking about these planets, especially like Chiron, is that you learn in those things, right? You learn, I don't have to be fearful. I don't have to neglect things, because I'm still here, and I've made it, and I've done it, and I can do it again, right? That's what these things ultimately help you in, okay? So there's going to be some testing going on. There's going to be some challenges going on. There's going to be some fears going on, right? Even though you have this grand trine, even though you have this sextile with Pluto and Jupiter, right? Even though you have this sextile with Mars and Chiron, right? Even though we always look at that thing that's just getting to us, that it all depends on where your focus is. It all depends on, I've said this before, I say it in my tarot. A fear is there to remind you of what you want and what you don't want. Look at what you don't want, but don't sit in it. It's a place to bounce off of, right? Like I said, and I'm trying to say it in many different ways. You have the same symptoms for fear that you have for excitement, right? Same symptoms, same physical symptoms. So look at it as a challenge, as excitement. You're like, I'm ready to go, let's go. If I'm getting a challenge, then this means I'm close and I'm about to break through. And guess what? I'm going to break through because I am not going to let this get me. I'm not, right? You can have that perspective. You can have that perception and get it done. Get it done. You have these grand trines. When you are moving the energy and you are doing, and you're what we call aligned, like you're doing your heart, mind, soul, when you're doing it, this is where these energies come in to help. And that's where you get that manifestation popping in from nowhere, those opportunities, that person you meet, the lover, the partner for life, the business partner for life, taking you to the next level. Like, you get these opportunities. But if you're sitting in these fears, if you're sitting in these tests, if you're sitting in all this, then your attention is there. And you're going to miss these opportunities. And it's not like the opportunities won't come again, because they will. The universe always loves and supports you. Always, always, always. The universe has these laws, and they do what they do, right? So you can bank on the universe doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's got your back, right? But where's your attention? What is your perception? That's what we're needing to understand with all of this. And this, you can look at it two ways. It's up to you and where you are on your path. Am I going to be releasing? Is that going to be my focus? To release what no longer serves me? Is there something really deep that I haven't yet? Or is my focus, you know what, I've been working, I am doing this releasing, I'm ready to go. And this is manifesting time. So if I have room in my energetic field, then I can have things pop in. I can have completions. I can have fate. I can have destiny. I can have all of that come through here. And that's the differences between those, right? So, I think I've explained everything. I didn't want to make this a long video. I am trying to do more videos on YouTube and expand from just the tarot. I wanted to explain more of the astrology. I kind of want to do a lot of wisdom and teachings. So just be prepared for that. So as much as I'm going to do on my website, I am bringing stuff to YouTube. Because like you guys, I'm growing too. Absolutely. This channel's going to grow. My other channel's going to grow. By the way, I have a video that's kind of going viral a little bit. I think it's going viral. I think that's what they call viral. I have a video on my Concepts Create Reality channel called The Top 5 Ways to Talk to Your Subconscious. And if you want to go watch it, it's on Concepts Create Reality. It's just doing very well. So, yeah, go watch that. And I want to thank everybody that has seen it and has liked it and has commented. I'm really so blessed and happy to be able to do this. Really, I am. But like you guys, I came here to be with you. I came here to do it with you. We're not the teachers or the spiritual advisors, the gurus of the past. We came out here to actually do it with you. So I have growth to do. I have humanity to experience. I have humanness to experience too. So I love you, love you, love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful full moon in Pisces. I hope I explained this and didn't confuse everybody. I am sending all of you love, light, and insight. Bye.